here in Bitcoin, after tagging this big 61.8 level and the big round 10,000 number after our breakout, we've had a little bit of a stall. You know, this is the first time since back in May 2017, since we have done this number of green weeks in a row. It's not to say that we haven't done more than this before. We have, but it was a very, very long time ago. And at this point, you know, when everybody's ringing you saying, should I be buying Bitcoin? It's usually not the time when you should be. It doesn't mean that we're going to have a big collapse. It doesn't mean that we should be selling Bitcoin, but it does mean, you know, that we're a little bit stretched and more likely to see some sideways consolidation before we continue higher. I'm pretty bullish. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, but we do have this halving to get through and a lot of expectations around it. And very often in a market, when everybody's expecting something, it doesn't always plan out the way you hoped. I would like to see something like this, a couple of weeks of sideways consolidation, and then we continue with the rally. Maybe not even that long, but, you know, after 8 green weeks in a row, you know, we should expect a little bit of back and fill, I think. If we look at where we might come back to, you know, normally if you reverse at a 61.8 fib level, if you break the 50% fib level underneath it, the one you broke up above, you would normally expect a return to the 38.2, and that's like the golden ratio zone. That's your minimum downside. And so it wouldn't look weird here in Bitcoin if we did that and we pulled back to this 38.2 level. Sometimes you can pull back to the 236 fib as well, which would bring us back down here. And it would, in fact, look a little bit potentially like sloping shoulder, inverted head and shoulders. I don't want to go there anyway. That would be kind of where the support is. So immediate support is around 8,890, 8,900. If we're not going to reverse here, and if we continue with the trend, and this is just a little wobble, and then we keep trending higher, much as we did around this 50% level, then when we look at Japanese candlesticks, you see this big green thrust candle without much of a tail either end. It's not huge, it's not the biggest Marubosu, but these candlesticks, very often the 50% of the candlestick is where the support and resistance is, and that's 95.78 here in Bitcoin. So for example, if we did so 95.78, I wouldn't want to see a daily close below 95.78. That would be more bearish in terms of Japanese candlesticks, but you know, we could come a little bit lower intraday, and where we close then it becomes important. So here, because 95.78 at the moment is the lows that we're sitting on right now as I'm recording this. So I think between here or potentially the 38.2 retrace of this swing, which is 94.84, around here, I think is like sort of pretty good trend support for Bitcoin if it chooses to bounce from it. It really depends, you know, people who've suddenly woken up to Bitcoin, you've got to think how much of a pullback, like they've suddenly gone, oh, maybe we should be buying it again. You know, how much of a pullback are they going to, a discount are they going to want to see to buy it? So first potential support, and if this doesn't hold, I'm looking for 88, 89 next. So below 94.83, probably 88, 89. How are you going to trade that? You know, for me, I'm probably going to, you know, I'm still going to hodl some, but I probably would sell half. If we bounce from here, I'm going to watch what happens on the retest as well. You know, because we could very easily just bounce from this level and do some sideways back and fill, make a triangle, anything like that. So